Okay, perfect, sweet. Right on. This took me a minute to put together. Oh, God, I'm getting old. This is... Lost my mind for a second. This is why you shouldn't doom scroll before you do things. That's really what I was doing. Why it took 20 minutes for me to sit down and make tea. I don't make these videos to promote the use of drugs or to influence others to harm each other. God, whatever. So this is hopefully my last trip report. I took a heroic dose of 7 grams, I would say 2 months ago, and I waited to have it integrate into me before I brought myself in front of the camera. I didn't want to just start yammering on and on and on and on and on for like an hour or 30 minutes like most people do. It's going to be hopefully short and sweet. I really didn't expect things to go down the way they did. And right now I have someone who wants to take LSD with me, and I'm not even in the mood, dude. I'm not even in the mood after what I've fucking been through, man. I've had enough. I did it. I got the answers I needed from the universe. And, dude, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Wherever you go, there you are. And that's a really cool feeling. It all started real simple, man. My friend hit me up, and we worked together, so just passed me by and was like, I got some good stuff. Totally in, obviously. Got the money together. Told him it was going to be 7 G's. The funny thing is, when I sat down in my bedroom, in the room next to this one, this is just my office paint room I'm trying to pull together. When I laid down, my plan was to sit in complete darkness, alone, and go deep, go all the way. So chances are I might try that again, but I don't even think there's a point after what I've been through. It's just gonna be the same exact thing. I'm probably gonna end up getting up. Someone's gonna like hold me down, dude. It would like strap me to the bed. I have ADD, so I don't think it really matters what I do as long as the intentions behind it of trying to explore and expand my mind and go beyond or further than I've ever gone before. That was the theme this time, was to go further than I've ever gone before and really experience that dark side that I always just wave into because I'm usually surrounded by people. I always make the effort to surround myself with loved ones and make a day out of it. There's always a plan to it, so I tried to make this plan very small. I had one show set up. It was Lazarus. It was a really good anime. It's about a guy who creates a cure for everything, emotions, cancer, everything. So people start taking it, and then once they start taking it, he comes back and says, hey, now you're gonna die in like 3 years. So they spend the entire anime trying to find him, get a cure so nobody dies. Forgive me, I'm sick. I'm trying to enjoy this lemon ginger mango tea. It's a mouthful, but it's delicious. I've been sneezing my ass off. I've been sick as hell. I had Lazarus set up, and low-key, the idea of doing all this was to reset my body and my mind. I'll get more into that, but it really worked. Like I've never felt as clear as I do now. It feels, if it were to be a few months ago, this would have been like very complex for me to break down for you guys instinctually. Like I would have to write it all down or do several takes, and this time I'm very clear-headed. I'm 100% sober, no caffeine. This chair kills me. It's kind of constantly twisting me to the left. No nicotine, no caffeine, no weed. Done. Nothing. All I'm having is like sugar in my tea. After I got everything all settled together and I found myself in my bedroom laying down, kicked my cat out, I told my brother that I was going to need his help like halfway through the night to come just check up on me. That was a blessing. I recommend doing that if you're going to go that deep. At least have somebody come check on you, not call you because you probably won't know how to answer a phone. And I'm being so dead ass, dude. Just have someone come and check on you. Moving on. I laid down in the room and it was amazing. I didn't eat anything, but I made sure I ate heavy the night before so that I wouldn't be too hungry in my trip. I would have some nutrients for my brain to feed off of, and I would be just like Skeletor dying after like 6 or 7 hours of overworking all of my dopamine to the max. It kicked in so fast, faster than any mushrooms has ever kicked in for me before. It was like 10, 20 minutes, maybe max, and I was gone. I laid there, beautiful colors, beautiful light. Time felt like it was just, I was in a warp drive. I remember the last thing I saw, because it wasn't very structural. It was more like pastel, vibrant, and aura dominant colors and features. Nothing really DMT-ish until like the very end. I saw this like mannequin-esque face rotate, and then a few blocks around that face, retro blocks, and then it was it. I felt like I was done. I was like, oh man, cool. Wow, that was amazing. Like, I don't know what I was thinking to believe that a 7-gram trip would just be over like that. Like, who was I believing that I was? It's insane. I climbed out of the bed, I got up, and I went straight into having fun. And then I looked at my watch or whatever device had the time on it, and I knew things had only just gotten started. I was only laying down for like 2 hours, dude. Probably barely that. And I wasn't trying to admit the fact that I was in this for another like 12 hours. Now, mind you, I probably started right before it got dark because I know what it feels like to just be engulfed by blackness. It's not fun. I mean, it's fun, but it's also isolating, and it can lead to pushing yourself into a place that's like lack of sound, body, and character. It's just like a dull painting because everybody's asleep. There aren't any cars moving outside. No birds are chirping. No crickets, especially out here in the city because they're terrified of the cats and the spiders and whatnot. I remember doing like little things to keep myself occupied, and I had a little smoke station over here that's now a coffee station. Well, it was a coffee station, now it's a tea station. It was a bong station that had all my dabs, it had my weed, it had everything that I could bite into to help me like have a fun time. And that's when things started getting quickly out of hand. I remember having a bowl ready, it was already packed, and I smoked that, and I hit my vape, and I went right back into the loop. I was like, let me just get a little bit more high. That must have been a bad move, and I think whatever angels or higher guides really got me on this one. I remember trying to pack the weed, and I've told this to several people. It was so weird. It's like I had the bong, and I had the weed, and I had the pipe that it went into, but I couldn't do it in order. I couldn't do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had to do it 5, 3, I had to do it 5-3-4-1, and it had me fucked. It had me fucked. I couldn't do it the way I normally did it. I just had to let go. And in that instant, I was like, oh shit, there's a part of me that I'm accepting that's not real. But not that it's not real, but self-control is definitely an illusion right now. And as I let go, I remember stop trying to pack the bong, and I remember grabbing it, putting the piece in, which was empty of weed. I remember looking at it. I went to grab the lighter, and then there was weed in the bong, and I was just like, don't think about it, just smoke it. And I smoked it. I relaxed, and I was like, I don't know what to think right now, but I'm going to go get something to drink because I don't have any water or anything up here. I make my way downstairs, and I told you I kicked my cat out of my room. As I'm coming down my stairs, which wraps around, I land on the first floor, and my cat just runs books. And me and him have a very bonded relationship. We've been in this house for 6 years. He's not a very skittish character unless like we're on the front porch and like a motorcycle goes by, or like kids come running up to the porch for some reason to say hi to me or some shit. He boogies in. He gets spastic when it comes to loud random noises and people he doesn't know. I hit the floor and he ran. I don't mean like I jumped and landed. Like I just walked down the steps. He saw me and just left. Didn't even turn around to check me out. Was gone. I took that as a bad sign because me and him are like boys. He's always been there to help me out in my trips. He's always been there to... What are you doing, puppy? You just laying down? Oh, I'm sorry to wake you up. Big stretch, huh? Yeah. He'll wait a second. He doesn't like being told what to do. He's always kind of helped me stay grounded. That's why... Ah, dude, gross. I have a hornet infestation. And there is one squished on my table. I have to deal with that later. Or like outside my window. So I go get my water, my drink, and I remember having my vape and I'm like hitting it therapeutically. Like my lungs don't even matter to me at this point. They never really have. I've just assumed that they would heal like as quickly as the mouth does. On my way back up the stairs, I could feel me not being able to hold on to what I think I am versus what I actually am. Like my ego is dying, but I'm still a reflex. I'm still instinctual. So going up the stairs isn't a problem. But I remember going to hit my vape and thinking to myself, like, this is part of the problem. And I need to stop it. And I just dropped it. I dropped it right there on the steps. I came back upstairs. I was going to hit the weed again, but I started putting the two together. And I was like, no, I need to not inhale anything else. Like, I'm already peaking. Because unfortunately, I didn't stay inside of my bedroom. I am now wandering around a house like a manic, homeless drunkard. So I sit down and I watch this TV show. And the show is cool. It's like picking in and out, the music's going with the scenes. It's some of the features in the show are like waving into the walls. There's this ending where there's just like a bunch of hands, and that was super fucking me up. It was just every time I turned around, the show was ending or beginning. And as something that happens in my trips is I start to forget how TV works. And that started happening. So I realized, okay, I'm coming to that peak part of what I am. I'm coming to that peak part of that dark zone that I'm always trying to get to. where when I get there, usually someone pops out of the blue to distract me and keep me from being able to stay there to get what I need while I'm there. And this is all like super perfect because I was in a certain kind of mental maturity at that time that was able to handle a truth like that. I recently went through a breakup. You guys probably have heard in the previous videos. It was recent, like coming into my first year of being single. And it's a big deal to me because I went from one 5-year relationship to another 5-year relationship, and that's insane. And I've actually run into people who don't understand why I wouldn't want to jump back into another one, assuming that like I don't, just whatever. I'm not gonna segue. But that part still is relevant. Where was I getting off on that? Right, back upstairs, no smoke, chilling out, watching Lazarus, trying to maintain the high of being really fucking high, dude. So, I'm letting the patterns take hold. I'm letting what usually happens when I get to this point happen. And that's usually the cloudy part because it's like dreaming almost. So it's hard to keep a hold of how I got there. I just know what happened when I got there. I remember the worst part happened when I realized I was like, I think I might need my cat for this one. I went to go find him. Are you gonna go cuddle over there? I'm not gonna be mad. I am kind of mad. I wish you'd come over here, but it's not even comfy over here. It's like glass and shit. I went to go find him, and as I went back down the stairs, I noticed I couldn't see him, and my downstairs light was off, but I still have this ambiance light, you know, like the RGBs behind my TV in the living room. And there's also my porch light, street lights too, so like it's never really pitch black except for my bedroom. I get downstairs and I don't see my cat anywhere. I walk to the middle of my living room and something in me said, nah man, he's right here. He's right in front of you. I was like, okay, just give it a second then, I guess. And just like magic, I guess, it was just like blop, 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 blop. Cat. He just morphed from the carpet into reality. And I was like, okay, fuck this. I picked him up, I ran back upstairs, and I laid down. And this is when things started really peaking. Like I was at the last few steps before I entered the doorway of, is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted to figure out? That you are everything and everything is all? And just calm down, bro. Calm down and you can get what you want. You can have everything, just not all at once at the same time. Okay. So we make it back upstairs. I lay down on my couch in my office. I got Lazarus still playing through, and it has this beautiful music in it, so it's just like tricking me into like this calm state. And I remember holding my cat, and no, this is okay. Might be getting two things confused, but I know I went and grabbed my cat in some way, shape, or form. Okay, the reason I went to grab my cat, okay, we're gonna take a few steps back. Right before he manifested into that little blob on the carpet, I fell into like a warp hole where I couldn't, I didn't know what time was, and I didn't understand how other things worked. Like I was slowly forgetting how like the TV worked. I was slowly forgetting how lights worked. I was slowly forgetting how doors worked because my door was shut. And I think what really started it was I went to go open my canteen of water and I couldn't open it. And now, mind you, I know, you guys are thinking like, oh, you were just being a little dumb. Were just high. You were just no, dude. Like it's not a complicated cantina. You just twist the cap off. You twist the cap. There wasn't hot water in there. It wasn't twisted on too tight. I had to stop and tell myself, open the canteen. The cap twists off and it gets released through pressure, which happens to the brain. I had to make the idea. And we easily forget that because we're so used to doing things all of the time in a frame that makes the outer world of how things happen invisible because it's instinct after a certain time. Like I don't think about what it took to pick this cup of tea up, but there is a lengthy process to that cup of tea being picked up. We just make it simple, but it is a very strenuous process. And like as you get older, dementia and shit like that is kind of what I was kind of going through. I imagine that being just like that painful. Whew. I always know when I'm kind of getting to the point when I'm talking about stuff like that because my chest will palpitate and like I get nervous because it's the memory is still wet in my brain. So like, okay, forgive me. As I come back upstairs from trying to open the fucking canteen and I make it back up the stairs. I come up here and I wouldn't doubt it that I probably smoked again or something stupid. And it happened. I remember closing my eyes and I could still see the world. And it was to a point where there was no difference between me closing my eyes and opening my eyes. I even went like this and I could still see the room. It didn't matter. It was like whatever, either I forgot how or something was fucking with me. I remember also looking out the window as that was happening and being like, fuck, dude, I closed the door. Do I know how to reopen the door? I forgot how to open the lid. The TV's not working anymore, and now things are like, when I say not working, I mean like things are falling apart. Like, perfect example of, come here, motherfucker. Don't be like this. Cool, man. Of course you're dead. A perfect example would be seeing the colors on this wall blend together and knowing that it's not because you're tripping, it's because you're like losing control of the trip. Like you're falling apart. You're unable to keep what reality actually is together. And as I'm realizing this, that like, oh shit, like I'm not in this comfortable place anymore. I'm inside my fucking head. I'm always inside my fucking head. The world is being projected inside my fucking head, man. And I'm trying to calm down, but it's not. I'm only making it worse because I have to go through this. I have to go through it. So like I'm I'm on my fucking hands and knees by this point, dude. And I'm like trying to get a grip and also let go at the same time. and it's impressively fucking hard. I can't close my eyes. I'm sitting there on my fucking hands and knees, and I'm thinking to myself, like, well, then if I'm just the watcher, constantly watching, what the fuck is the point? Like, why have I been becoming so upset? Why am I so overly worried if I'm in this much control of everything? If all I have to do is decide that none of this is actually structurally sound and put together, like all I have to do is just bump my head hard enough and all of this falls apart. Was any of this actually fucking real? And that's what leads me to go pick up my cat. I go downstairs to go find my dude, and he's not there. I'm looking at the floor, and I'm like, fuck, man, like, where could he be? Because I've called him several times, and he's not showing up, dude. He's not showing up. And I remember thinking, like, no, man, he's on the floor, just, like, calm down, and he'll show up. Like, that voice in my head, just, like, calm down, show up. Some people have been saying, like, you're able to contact your future self and heal your past self. Not really been dealing with that, especially with getting sober. I can feel like the happiness kind of like all over the place for both ends. The cat comes to, I scoop him up heroically, and I come back upstairs. I lay down on the couch, and we're just cradled. His arms are all sticking out, and he's just like accepting the fact that I'm holding him. He's loving it, he's purring. This doesn't mean I'm okay. So I'm still trying to close my eyes. I'm still trying, like, fuck, man, I can't. I'm always gonna be awake, or did I break myself just enough that now I don't know how to sleep anymore? I don't know how to put myself back to fuck together. Like, damn, am I fucking really broken? That's what they all say, right? This one felt personal. Whatever's out there was like happy I was going through stress because it was going to teach me something. Like, learning to feel joy, like bringing people pain, is a certain kind of balance, because you can't always be the nice guy. And that's kind of what I was learning from this situation. It's like, you need to be able to tolerate being tough, tolerate being fire. And that's beautiful, because if you can tolerate it, mitigate it, temper yourself, you can help fuel the world. You can help fuel kindness. You can help fuel your kindred nature with everybody and bring more of a balance into the world, because you are important and you are needed. You are an individual that can't be duplicated. Like, yes, we can make another human, but we probably can't make another you. If you start taking yourself seriously and start utilizing your powers personally, indefinitely, to ID your ego in an evolution kind of way. Not just like, oh, this is who I am. No, this is who I am, and this is what I'm becoming as I evolve into new shit. So we're laying there, and I am slowly coming down. I had 2 TVs, so Lazarus was playing on this one. My P5's over here doing whatever the fuck it does. And the show's starting to work its way back out. But man, it definitely was a terrifyingly good experience to feel that much lack of control, because it made me feel like how much control I actually have when I'm sober. Like, all this is put together, I'm holding all this together, and if I work hard at it, I can tear it apart. I can tear it all apart. I can turn myself into someone or something that exists beyond this, that exists outside of this structural balance. And that was important to me. It was important to know that I have one foot here and one foot there. And there's a reason why I can't see the right foot in the astral realm. There is something important I have to do here. And it's not changing the world. It's not making a difference. It's changing myself and making a difference to myself. Inner power creates a self-confidence that's quiet and strong and pushes you through reality. I heard a quote from this movie I just watched, The Gorge. It's a great movie. Gorge, The Gorge. It's about hollow men. And the quote was, there are 3 things that can't be hidden forever in this world: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And that quote's from Buddha. And I thought that was awesome. No matter what. I love seeking truth and honesty. And I love seeking it to place it in a balance for my life. I want it to have reason because I'm utilizing everything that the universe gives me. I want to utilize all the tools. I want to learn new languages. I want to learn how to finance, make businesses, the whole 9 yards. And I couldn't be more than happy that this is where it starts. Of course, it would be cool to do it when I'm 12 or 19 or 25, but we're here now, and that's the most important part. That's how I was feeling as I was coming down. My self-worth was coming back. How much I meant to myself. And low-key, I'm glad I waited to tell the story because there were things I had to do to prove that I cared about that. Prove that I saw what I saw and I was going to utilize everything I learned in a proper way. Compartmentalize it so that it didn't compartmentalize me into nothing. So as me and my cat are laying there, thank God my brother comes in the room at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He's like, hey bro, what's up? And like, he's my little brother, but dude, the dude's like 6'5". So like, I'm 10 years older than him, but he just started living with me like a year ago. And it's been the best experience. He just comes in the room all giant, barely fits in the door frame. I'm like, what's up, bro? And he's like, you good? I'm like clutching my cat. I'm just like, fuck no, dude. I'm fucking terrible. I'm having such a good, terrible time right now. And like, I'm explaining everything to him, and he's laughing with me, and he sees I'm watching Lazarus, and we start talking about this, that, and the third, and I'm like, yeah, we should definitely get some food tomorrow. I'm gonna be so starving. And he lets me go. He goes to bed because he has work in like 2 hours, but for some reason he woke up. He doesn't sleep all that well. I had a great come down. I don't think I smoked any more weed until it was like time to go to bed, and even then, I really wasn't impressed by it. Like, it took me, I didn't quit smoking weed. I quit smoking weed and doing caffeine at the same time. Because before, I quit smoking weed and nicotine at the same time. And I gave myself shingles from the stress. I think the caffeine was like boosting my system, and like I couldn't take it all. It fucked me. I was also going through a breakup. I lost my house, my job, and a few of my friends that were important to me. And I got shoved down 2 states away from where I live. So I was kind of like freaking out. I got better though, obviously. And the shingles, it's over the 15 years ago that I had it, it's gotten better. But I don't even know where I was going with that one, but yeah. I won't be tripping anymore. That was it. That was what I needed. Needed proof that we may not be gods, but at least we're a part of it. At least we get to sit at the table. That's important to me. Where's my seat? If I'm so important, where's my seat? You know, everyone gets one. But the thing is, if you disown it or shame it, it doesn't feel like a seat. It feels like a prison. It feels like this world wasn't meant for all of us, because we don't get to be who we want to be at that moment, at that time. You know, some of us want to be carpenters, but we're stuck on boats. Some of us want to fly planes, but we're too busy digging ditches. Because we have to, because of what's happened, you know. At any point in time, you can change your life, change your situation, change your standings. It may not be immediately, because having everything all at once at the same time is a lot for your brain. You're doing a lot to pick this cup of tea up. You're doing a lot. You're worrying so much. And until you slow all that down, worry about one thing, which is hard, because you eventually you're gonna want to relax. You're gonna want to start doing other things. That's why I have this wall over here to remind myself that life is a collage. It's a collage of things, but there's a general focus. There's a general idea that you keep making. I don't want to make this too long. I love you guys. This has been so much fun and a hell of a journey. It's cool to say I'm done, I'm over it, because now I have to pee, so I have to make this quick. I did take shroom gummies a little bit after that, but they didn't do it. They didn't do shit. They didn't do anything. Few trippy walls, few trippy things, but nothing to cry about. Nothing to really report about. Even if I take DMT or something after this, I'm not going to share it. It's going to have no relevance to you guys. It's not going to be all that helpful. It's just going to make me look like one of those guys who's trying to monetize themselves. Is that how you say it? Monetize themselves on YouTube by making 100 or 1,000 videos about hallucinogenics. Like, there's only a few people who are really doing it scientifically and by the book, and I respect them a lot. I don't want to be one of those guys who's just like fucking around thinking he can get money off of you or off of YouTube. Like, that's not cool. That's not who I am. I do this with love. Like, if I want money for my art, dude. Fuck yeah. Anyways, much love, much peace. Sad you didn't come over here and sit on my lap, man. This has been a great little exit. You know, pet my cat like fucking Dr. Evil over here and shit. Well, I'll be making more videos, more content. I think I'm gonna start doing reviews and shit. I love movies. I'm a big movie buff guy. You can end the video if this starts to bore the shit out of you. I won't be talking too much about trips, just future prospects. I love tarot cards, movies. Just, I'll figure something out to like get myself out into the world, because I can't just sit at home enjoying things all the time. I want to do the thing. Anyways, cheers. It's been fucking rad.